Welcome to Overdrive. Now, the new BMW 7 Series is out in global markets, and it's not just a facelifted version of the old 7 Series. As Swati and Sirish found out in Dresden, there's more to this car than meets the eye.
The BMW 7 Series has divided opinion. When the 4th generation version was launched at the turn of the century, it completely shocked the automotive community with its radical styling. But there's no denying the fact that many a manufacturer has drawn inspiration from the 7 Series' styling cues. And now we have an all-new 7 Series, the 5th generation version that, might not look very different from the old, but you got to look at the details.
Dynamism, elegance and presence are the three main themes to the styling of BMW's new 7, and great emphasis has been placed on getting the proportions just right. The long wheelbase with the long hood and cabin pushed back over the rear wheels emphasizes that she's rear-wheel drive, and the distinctive shoulder line stretches the car and brings elegance. The large air intakes also emphasize width, while the trademark kidney grille is more upright and bigger in size. Overall, this is a surprisingly clean and unfussy design.
All the weird convex and concave surfaces have been cleaned up, and there's been an effort to stretch, to elongate, to make the car look more elegant. If you see the Corona rings, they now have an eyebrow on top of it to make it look more aggressive. And in fact, in black, this car looks really good. Obviously, what CEOs and rich people who spend almost ₹1 crore on this car would want.
The cabin too has been extensively reworked, starting with the elegant swoop of the center console, and there's a whole lot of wood. The big news, however, is the new 2nd gen iDrive unit that's far easier to use. The new 7 Series also comes with connected drive, giving rear seat passengers 24-hour internet connectivity.
And another thing about the 7 Series is rear wheel steer. Now in city speeds, at low speeds, if the front wheels are pointing to the right, the rear wheels will move to the left. Now that aids maneuverability, it makes the car easier to park. But at high speeds, if the front wheels are pointing to the right, the rear wheels will also turn to the right, and that aids directional stability. It's extremely complicated, but in actual life, when you're really driving the car, it feels very natural.
I could go on and on about the technology, but what I wanted to see was how it came together behind the wheel. I was driving the 750 Li, longer than the regular car with a wheelbase of 3,210mm. It came with a 4.5-litre twin-turbo V8 petrol engine that had a 0 to 100 time of just 5.2 seconds, and it had a sports mode.
Sport mode in a luxury car? Perverse, isn't it? Why would you want to have sports mode in a luxury car? Well, fact is, in a country like Germany, 90% of 7 Series buyers actually drive their own cars. And because they buy the 7 Series to drive, BMW have indulged themselves. They've gone mad with technology. There's active this, there's passive that, there's dynamic everything. And the fact is, when you hit sport mode, it all works.
This car really needs all those technical aids because there's just so much power on tap. The petrol engine produces 411 PS and is incredibly silky and refined. The 7 builds up speed so rapidly that on the autobahn, you're on the speed limiter before you know it. And that limiter kicks in at 255 kilometers an hour. Even at those speeds, the ride quality is quite remarkable thanks to the adjustable suspension. At very low speeds in the city, it does come across as a bit stiff, but on the motorways, even not so smooth motorways, at speed, she's very comfortable, planted and stable. Supple, quiet and luxurious, the new 7 is the perfect answer to those who claim that BMWs with run-flat tires can't ride well.
Hit sport mode and the car hunkers down. It gets ready with its fork and knife, ready to carve up corners. The suspension becomes stiffer, the gear shift pattern becomes quicker, the throttle responses become quicker. In fact, the car shrink wraps itself around you. It's almost like a 3 Series. You don't feel the weight, the bulk of the car. You can attack corners fluidly, easily. It's an enjoyable car to drive. Honestly, I'm surprised. I didn't expect such a big fat luxury car to handle in the way that this car does.
And I didn't have to take my eyes off the road at any time thanks to the heads-up display that projects speed and instructions from the navigation system. Now that's seriously cool. This longer wheelbase car is what will work best in India, though the 730D with its straight-six diesel will be the best engine choice. After all, which CEO doesn't like to save a few bucks on running costs?
This car will come to India early next year. It'll cost 80 lakhs to start off with, but in the spec most Indians will buy it in, it'll cost almost 1 crore of rupees in the long wheelbase version. And that's a hell of a lot of money. But for a car like this, it's well worth the money. And I think CEOs, big mafia dons, people who like cars of this size, of this comfort level, and with a big engine, this is the car to buy.